Well, it sure looks like this is panning out to be the same nonsense that we had a year ago down here. Very little movement, a little bit up, a little bit down. Just stall, stall, stall some more. I was looking this morning. I mean, they're 60 plus short, 60 plus million short in this. It's really ridiculous. I mean, where do they expect it to go? I get it. They're playing the same game. They'll short it down. Now we got this. I got to really dig into this shelf offering that was in one of the filings or something. Hey, what is it? 86 million or something they want to sell into the market. I'll have to dig into that more, but if you're 60 plus million short in this and they're only offering, they're going to sell off 86 million shares or something, probably to gain cash for the next year or whatever, but you only had $1.50. 86 million, that's by the time institutions and retail start buying that up when if this drops down a little bit. This is a year ago down here. That's right around that dollar. Right around that dollar mark. Oh, if you can get Fubo for $1, could you imagine? Man, day traders would freaking destroy that. That'd be, even at this $1.50, where are you gonna go? Fubo's got 500 and some employees. And I mean, they got a good market. I don't give a shit about this Fox, Disney thing, whatever. I mean, look at all the different. You got DirecTV's been around forever. Dish Network's been around forever. I mean, now you got Hulu and all these other ones, and they're still in business. The only problem Fubo's having right now is somebody with deep pockets probably invested in one of the competitors, and they're just pounding away at it. Because without these shorts, just think about this. Without these shorts in this, driving this down and holding it down and just stalling it out, Fubo's up around $8-10 for share price. So whenever Fubo needs some money, they'll sell off some shares. Retail buys it up, price drives back up. Fubo's doing well. So they have more money. They sell off some shares. They have more money. They do more campaigns. They come up with different features. They're able to spend more money and utilize their business and make progression a lot faster. But shorts are holding this down and keeping them from, it's just making it problematic, I don't know how the hell you say that. But, so, I mean, it's a big game. Just a big game. That's what the market does, eh? Just crazy stuff. I look at, so this is how this business thing works, Fox and Disney, they see some of these other single packages and stuff doing really well. You got Paramount selling streaming. The whole streaming thing has just kind of exploded. So everybody's going their own little direction, trying to capitalize on profit from any kind of the consumer, and it just explodes from there. I'll give you an example. And I noticed somebody made a comment about World of Warcraft, trading stocks and World of Warcraft and YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. That's not the point. I mean, I've played World of Warcraft forever. But let me give you an idea, okay? Is there any of you NCIS fans? Watch the show NCIS? So I originally started I've watched every episode of the original NCIS probably 4 or 5 times. Okay, so this is a show that's lasted, 20 seasons. So what happens? They're like, oh, a lot of other failures for shows. You know, they only last a season, don't get renewed, and blah blah blah. But NCIS has done really well, and I'll say this is what they're doing. I mean, even with the stock market, they just repeat, find out what works, and then they just abuse it to hell until it doesn't work. Well, NCIS now how many of them you have? You have, now they got rid of LA, but NCIS has Hawaii. Now they just started Australia, which is pretty good. I like it. And then New Orleans and the regular, and you know they're just abusing that aspect. And then go to some of the other shows. You see like CSI and all these other ones trying to copy some of the scenarios that NCIS has. That's because of the success. As soon as somebody has success in something, they just abuse it, you know. And the reason why I bring up the World of Warcraft thing is World of Warcraft's been around 20 years now. And it's still not bad, not nearly as what it was, you know, back in the day when it started. But now, and, you know, my kids laugh because I have, you know, whenever they come out with something new on there, I have to at least have one character just to see what's going on within that new part. But they have the regular World of Warcraft, which is the retail version now that's gone all the way up to like character level of 120, and then they come out with the new expansion, they kick it back down to 50, and then they start all over going up again. So that's the normal retail version of it. And then they decided, well, you know, a lot of people just starting to play the game have never played the old content. So then they come out with World of Warcraft Classic. So they started like a new era of the old games. So that went, now that's all the way up to Lich King going into the Cataclysm, which I've been beta testing now, you know. But so and they're just gonna keep going, and you're right back into the same content as what retail was, you know. But anyway, so then they have that. Well, then they come out with this World of Warcraft Season of Discovery. Same shit. They change a little things in there, give it a little bit of perks, and then they did this hardcore World of Warcraft hardcore. Now, at first, I thought the Season of Discovery was the hardcore, and no, it's not. It's actually it's different, you know. So I'm leveling a character in the hardcore right now, but and I'll get that hunter to 60, and then I'm probably gonna have to do one on Season of Discovery. And now they come out with this Rumble thing, which is a thing, but you know, if it goes well, that's gonna be a new version of World of Warcraft Rumble. It's kind of like a I don't know, pirate type of Royal Rumble type of thing, which is it's all right, you know. I mean, if people are into it, hey, do it. But see what I mean? It just, there was major success there, so they just utilize that, you know. And the stock market is no different. These market makers are just exploiting the fact that they can drag this out so long, and, you know, CEOs will jump aboard, and, you know, as long as the CEOs make money, they don't care. You know, retail is just a number. You know, they don't give a shit about their shareholders. You know, they're all about making money. So it's just, you'll see these same things happening time and time again. You know, how does this continue to go 50, 60, 65 million short? You know, you think at some point, it's going to have to just fly, eh? But they've been able to hold it down the whole year now. So, well, over a year, eh? 2 years. And there's just all these little things that you know, government and stuff lets these institutions and market makers get away with that. It just isn't right. It isn't right. And something needs to change, but I don't know how it's gonna change, because a lot of this shit going on is just bullshit. I mean, you got um, what was I thinking? Average volume is like 12 million in the last couple of days or whatever. We've seen 5 and 6. Does that make any sense? You know, they're just stalling it out, trying to get retail to sell. Market makers are waiting for somebody to short it. They're waiting for something to happen with this court deal. You know, and nothing's going to come about on it. I don't even see this. I don't even see him getting it down to the top of this, which would be 131. I don't see it. Because the institutions that are in this, you know, when it dips below that 150, you can see market makers can't keep up. Can't keep up selling the shares, so right away the price goes up. So I don't even see it getting back down to this, you know, even with the shelf offering or something's going to eat, it would be eaten up so fast. And now shorts will be really stuck, eh? So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. I imagine you're probably looking at a lot of this simple up and down stuff. You know, if we get some kind of news, it'll drive it up a little bit. But, you know, unless the market does a little strong push in one of these shorts decide to cover, that's all it's going to take is just one major short to start covering. And as long as people are holding shares, this will get a little bit of a boost, you know, but somebody will probably drive it down. You know, we see these big red days here. You see, you have to wonder how they're able to drive it back down. You know, you get that spike in the morning, and then it just, somebody just jumps on board and just rips it down, you know. Looks like a BlackRock thing. You know, they're holding that 16, 17 million. Pretty easy for them to just slap it down and then slowly buy the shares back up so they keep that even amount of shares. You know, you never know from one filing to the next. You know, like their 13S. You know, if they sell off and then buy them back or whatever, they still don't have to file that, you know. So, it's just a big game. Let's see what happens. Next couple of days, see some movement, and we'll look into the rest of it. And I'm going to have to take a look at that filing for that shelf offering. Then maybe I'll do another video. So, we'll see you in the next video.